Hello, everyone, from Common Room Radio. I'm Elizabeth Stevens.
I'm Sarah Kay Bazant.
And welcome to Disney Villain Deathmatch.
Ba-ba-bum.
Today on the show, we have a very special guest who is also from Common Room Radio.
Yes.
Our fellow creator and owner and just BA lady.
Yup.
Daphne Olive, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I tell you like pirates.
I do, but you know what? I'm actually, as much as I love pirates, I'm really, really, really excited because this is the first time that Sarah and I are actually podcasting together.
It is technically in the most technical sense.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it
we've
is.
done live shows together, but never an actual podcast.
And
I
even
know.
the live show was just once.
Yep, that's true.
I know. I'm so excited. Hi,
I'm
Sarah.
excited too. Hey, how's it going?
I mean, hi, Elizabeth. I love you. We podcast together all the time, but Sarah, hi.
This is fantastic. Two of my favorite ladies in the universe.
Aw,
Yay.
that's
It's
us.
a good day talking Disney movies.
That's right. So this week we're doing Scar from The Lion King versus Captain Hook from Peter Pan. And we could not have a better, I mean, God, I have got the two resident pirate experts here with me in the studio today, and that's fantastic. Well, I guess Daphne technically is, calling in over Skype or whatever, but still, in the most
In the virtual room.
Yes, in the virtual room, the virtual space, in the podcast space. You guys don't know. I could have not said all that, and you would have thought she was here with us.
Oh, I
That'll
wish.
be the day. Exactly. Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely?
It would be very good. But yeah, I guess, should we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, well, we usually like to start when we have guests on Disney Villain Deathmatch telling us about your history with Disney.
You're right.
Daphne.
We've had two. You would think I would know this at this point. And yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm quite a bit older than you all. So in my day, back in my day, there were no videos or DVDs or anything of Disney. We just waited until they came out in the movie theater.
What?
Yep.
Bonkers.
Yes. I know, it's crazy. So it was a really big deal whenever
Yeah.
and they weren't making animated movies at the time. Like
Yeah, there was a big gap for a while. So what was the first one you remember coming out in theaters?
I don't know, because I was probably too old to be excited about it anymore.
I was going to say, because there was that break
So like,
between
which was it? I don't know. Was Little Mermaid the first big like?
Little
first one?
Mermaid was in
so.
89, and I think that was one of the first of like it's part of the Disney Renaissance, right? Because it's like
Right,
Little Mermaid
right.
and Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, all that stuff. But yeah, before that, I think that there's a gap of like something of like 12 to 20 years or
Yeah,
so.
Daphne's childhood.
My
The gap of Daphne's childhood.
Now, there were non-animated movies I love. Like one of my all-time favorite movies ever is Escape from Witch Mountain,
Oh, snap.
which
I don't know
did
that
come
one.
out when I was a little kid.
What?
I know. Oh, okay.
No, I don't know that one at all.
It's
We're gonna-
weird that I do and you don't, actually.
Escape from Witch Mountain? No.
Yeah, that's the one with all
Animated?
the magical twins. No,
It's
it was
so
it's a live action
good.
one, yeah.
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 Oh, I love
the
it a
twins
lot.
were witches.
Yep.
There was a boy witch and a girl witch.
Spoilers.
They redid it. They did a remake a few years ago with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Weird. Okay. No, this is a gap in my knowledge.
Oh, it's such a
Oh,
great
it wasn't
movie.
a remake, actually. I think it was a sequel because I think that was Return to Witch Mountain.
There is a sequel, right? There is a
Yeah.
sequel that I don't think I've ever seen, but the original was like one of those movies I probably saw at the exact right age, and so it just like became part of kind of my
Sure.
core worldview, and it was such a
Right.
big deal. And I didn't remember the name of it for years and years and years. And then at some point, I was describing it to someone. I was like, "There was this movie with these two kids, and they had this like handbag." Very appropriate for me. This handbag with like some stars on it or something. And someone was like, "Oh yeah, Escape from Witch Mountain." I was like, I was so excited that it was almost like one of my favorite movies was regifted to me when I found the name of
Fantastic.
it. Yeah. And it's now one of my daughter's favorite movies. So that's the
That's so great.
continuation of my Disney life was that when I had a kid, I started watching all of them again.
What's your favorite Disney movie now?
You know, it's really hard. Like I think actually, I hate to say this, as much as I adore Moana, I think it's still Tangled.
That's totally fine.
Tangled is really great.
Tangled is
It's a
really,
great
really
piece
good.
of filmmaking.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really
I mean,
excellent.
Moana makes me cry. Like I'll hear it in the other room. June will be watching it with kids, and I will just hear the songs and start just weeping
Right.
wherever I am. But Tangled just speaks to me. Tangled's it's just my movie. I love it so much.
I get that.
So when was the last time you had watched these two movies that you just brushed up on then, Lion King and Peter Pan? Had it been quite a while?
It had actually. Peter Pan, I don't know if I ever watched Peter Pan with June, actually.
What did you
Because
think of that? I'm very curious, just broad strokes.
Do I go down my like geeky rabbit hole now? Is now the time?
Not
for
quite
me?
yet. No. Just
Okay.
basically what I'm waiting for is like crazy racist, right?
Oh, yeah, that was my thing today.
Deeply
Actually,
uncomfortable?
yeah, actually, my husband walked in right during one of the scenes, and I was like, "Wow, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
This movie is super racist."
Yes.
I mean,
they haven't
there's
changed.
right? Yeah.
Thank
oh my
God.
god. I mean, there are some issues throughout with
Of course.
Disney movies of that period. But yeah, this one's pretty bad, and I'm kind of relieved because my daughter didn't watch this with me. She has this over at my mom's house, and she's like, I don't really like Peter Pan.
Fair.
And now she likes it a whole lot less after listening to you two talk about keel hauling.
Whoops.
Yeah, where she was like, Mama, I never want to hear about keel hauling again. I was
No.
like, no, you don't have to.
It's really, really bad. Sorry, June. Not good. Yeah.
We're such a weirdly educational podcast.
Yep. So yeah, and The Lion King I haven't seen for a while either. I mean, that was one of her favorites, and we watched it together many times, and I love it a lot.
Yeah.
But I haven't
King
seen it
was
in
a-
a bunch of years now.
Yeah. It was a big favorite from my childhood because it came out when I was in about like fourth grade or fifth grade. And it was right around the time I
perfect.
went on my first family vacation. So my beach towel was the Lion King beach towel. So I like
so
remembered
cute.
these
Oh my
things.
gosh.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's such a beauty. I mean, just, yeah, it makes me cry.
It's really gorgeous.
Oh yeah, no, I
It's
still
so-
can't get over the whole Mufasa thing. Yeah, I know it's very bad to watch.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, it's Ghost Mufasa that does it for me. I mean,
Oh,
Mufasa
yeah,
dying,
of
but
course.
but Ghost Mufasa, like, believing in his son still, and the whole like he lives in. Yeah, I'm getting chills just saying it right now.
Yes. Okay, so I think we can jump into it now.
I think so. Yeah.
So if we start with first impressions, which is where we generally start with these villains,
Yes.
I think that's a perfect segue for you to go down your fantastic piratical geek rabbit hole, Daphne.
so let's talk about our first impressions of Captain Hook.
Should I start?
Yeah, do it. We've already talked about Captain Hook.
So yeah, I think everyone who listens to this podcast knows that Elizabeth and I do a podcast about Black Sails. This is my moment to say, I will only say it once. Watch Black Sails, everyone. Listen to Fathom Steve.
not with your children.
Definitely not with your children.
not a
Maybe not
family
everyone
show.
knows
No.
about Fathoms Deep, actually, Daphne. Yeah.
Oh, a fun family pirate show. That
No, but
sounds
you
really
talk-
great. Oh, it's based on Treasure Island. Awesome. Let's sit down and watch this show together,
Right.
kids.
No, but you did talk about it when you covered Hook last time. I'm not
that's good.
assuming
That's
that
good.
everyone knows about it, but you did actually bring it up
Okay.
not so many episodes ago. So yes, we're back to Hook, back to pirates. Yes, we podcast about pirates. So I'm watching it. And so, yeah, everyone who hasn't watched Black Sails, just excuse me for a moment. I won't spoil anything because it's really impressed connections to the beginning. But I start watching Peter Pan this morning, and I was just like, wait a minute. Captain Hook, like a certain captain in Black Sails, starts the movie and starts the series in a position where his crew is really unhappy with him because he's obsessively searching for a thing that they don't care about. And they're like, why aren't we making money? Why aren't we taking ships? Why are you searching for this? So that freaked me out. Like like bizarrely similar. And then I thought about it a little more and I was like, wait a minute. He also has a balding, like jovial quartermaster who spends all of his time trying to navigate the space between this obsessed captain and his unhappy crew. Very much like the quartermaster in the beginning of Black Sails. And then so I started tweeting about
calling
this.
Gates Smee now.
I know,
like that.
seriously, no. Aw. So then I tweeted about this, and listeners were like, "Yeah, also clocks. He's obsessed with right
Ticking clocks.
Clocks
Oh,
make him all
God.
twitchy." Exactly. So yes, okay, I'm done now. That was for that was for the listeners who also watch Black Sails. You will understand
The
everything. I
Fathoms
just said.
Deep listeners that you've inexplicably pulled over to Disney Villain Deathmatch.
But yes,
That's wonderful.
I'm pretty sure this was not intentional on the part of the Black Sails creators, but chances are they've seen Peter Pan.
That's exactly what they were going for.
Okay, enough of that. That's my first impressions.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
And what
Also-
about of Scar?
Scar is awesome. Scar is the
Scar is-
best. Scar is amazing.
You're showing your hand a little bit here.
I am. Yeah. Yes. My daughter is rooting for Scar, and this is not why I'm saying this, but yes. Also, Jeremy Irons, I love him, and he just like
So good.
He kills it.
Also Mufasa.
right.
Sorry.
Duh.
Too soon?
Wait. Say it again. Say it again. It gives me chills when someone says it.
Okay, so yes, Jeremy Irons is fantastic. What did you think of the animation of the two characters, of Hook and of Scar?
Oh, that's hard because it's like old Disney and new Disney.
It's very different.
so
Yeah.
different.
But it's just as far as first impressions go.
You know, Hook. He's got the outfit.
He's got a great outfit. This is what I said. Yeah, I loved his outfit right from the get-go.
But he is a very comic villain.
Yeah, I was
Throughout.
literally just going to say that was that, you know, whenever we're first introduced to Captain Hook, he looks comedic, he looks goofy, whereas
Right.
you look at Scar and it's like, oh, this is a very scary, angry lion, and he's very angular and very dark.
Right.
Even his coloring is so much
Yes.
darker than any of the other lions in the Pride.
Well, and creepy scary. Like that's what I love about him is that he has that he looks a little bit feral. He just like
Yeah.
you can already tell from the way he's drawn that you just like really can't tell what he's up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Hook could have come out just like really slapsticky and silly and would have been fine. And
Yes.
it would have fit the animation. But you couldn't do that with Scar. Like
Yeah,
Scar,
I agree.
you know that he's sinister and evil right from the jump.
So let's talk about our villains' motivations really quick. Also, it just occurred to me, I realized that I didn't watch either of these movies when we initially did these episodes because that was when we had started splitting them up, Elizabeth.
Oh, wow.
Because we had Hook versus Gothel initially, and I demanded that I got to watch Tangled.
Yes.
And then you got to watch Lion King whenever I had to watch The Jungle Book. And so
That's
I was like,
right.
oh, whoops. It's actually been a while since I
been a
talked about
bit.
these guys. Or actually like seen their movies. But let's talk about the motivations of our two villains really quick. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Hook again. So what's up with Hook? What's his whole deal?
He wants to kill kids.
Right? That's real bad.
He seems to kind of have an irrational hatred of Peter Pan in particular, but children generally. It's not 100% clear what's going on here.
Yeah. He's upset with Peter because Peter cut off his hand and fed it to the crocodile, and also
Right.
just like,
Which, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
fair.
fine. Okay, revenge.
But also
Yeah.
in general, just does hate youth, and that is something that they did manage to pull over from the novel. Also, was just
Yes.
that James Hook just hated Peter and the Lost Boys and the Darling Children because they were young and because they were kids, and just not a kid guy.
Ageist.
Fine, I know, but see, we have to just move over to Scar to compare it to Scar. I'm sorry, like
Yes,
I know,
I'm
because
very
Scar's
biased here.
motivations
It's funny,
far
my
superior.
love of pirates is just being completely overturned by my just utter respect for Scar as a villain.
Yes.
I think that's where we all three may be at. Actually,
I'm pretty
in
sure
fact.
that's where
Yeah.
this is headed. Yeah. A fun conversation, but we might as well just give him the trophy now.
Right. Yeah. No, we know what's happening. Yeah. When we get to the gladiatorial arena later, it's going to be silly. So talk to us about Scar, Daphne. What are Scar's motivations?
Scar wants to be king, which, you know, that's a really, really legitimate villain
That's a solid
motivation.
motivation.
Right. But, and I guess this isn't his motivation, or maybe I should save this for later, but the byproduct of him wanting to be king is essentially like going against the natural order of things. Like, though you've got the circle of life, and then you've got what Scar does. So it's
That's
like
so interesting.
Very good.
So I don't know if that's his motivation exactly. Although I think he would like to be the anti-Mufasa. So maybe on some level it is his motivation. But yeah, I mean, I was like, that suddenly occurred to me while June and I were watching it, and we were talking about it, and she was forcing me to take many, many notes. She was like, take this note, take this note. But I was like, wow, he's like against everything in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about whenever he does come into power, at like the third act of the film, and all of the Pride lands have basically been completely and utterly destroyed. Like, it's just all desert and like scrub brush, and they're out of food, and they keep having to search further and further to even find any food, and everything's dead, everything's terrible, and all because Scar got put in charge.
Yeah, he wanted the
much.
title, but not actually the kingdom.
Yeah.
He wanted to be king, but not to. I mean, Mufasa was such a great king.
was an amazing
so
king.
beneficent,
Yes.
and he was wonderful in trying to teach Simba and raise him up in that same way, thinking about the great circle of life, thinking
Yes.
about like how we help each other and giving respect to all creatures. And then you get Scar in there, and he's only thinking about himself.
Yep.
Well, and he even says, I think what young Simba says, where young Simba's like, "Oh, cool. When I'm king, I can do whatever I want."
Yeah.
And Mufasa's like, "No, you can't." Like, circle of life, responsibility. And there is a point where Scar's like, "I'm the king. I can do whatever I want. Y'all need to just listen to me." And so he I mean, it's really. I mean, this is a very deep movie. I really think
It is.
actually is.
Yeah. Well, Hamlet. Hello.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it really goes into this. Like, if, I mean, okay, you have to kind of like, you're in Disneyland. So, I mean, not Disneyland, but in the world of Disney. So, therefore, we're kind of pro monarchy already, right?
Oh, sure.
But if you're pro monarchy, then you have this whole thing of like the leader has responsibilities to everyone. And so this is showing like if you upend that, if you say, I don't care about that, then the Pride lands are destroyed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Gosh, it's such a good movie.
It's a really great movie.
It's a really great
Music's
movie.
extraordinary
Yes.
too. Oh.
Thank you, Elton John.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. And
Yes.
Tim Rice, I think.
Yes.
I think it was.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Nailed
Wow, smart.
it. Yeah.
Pulling out the big guns on the knowledge over
I
here.
know about Disney music and stuff. So let's talk about their lairs really quick. So Captain Hook's lair, technically the Jolly Roger?
Yes,
Yes?
absolutely. The Jolly
Yes,
Roger
absolutely.
Is his.
Do you guys want to, my resident ship experts, do you want to talk to me about ships and why they're so cool?
I love it. I love
Yeah.
his ship. I really do. I think this is one category we can absolutely give it to Captain James Hook because Scar's got.
I'm going to argue with you on that.
Oh wait, because the whole you're right. The be prepared layer.
Right. Oh,
Does
yeah.
that count as his lair? The
Oh,
elephant
yeah.
No, he's there
graveyard?
for. Okay, well, let's talk about Hook first, and then we'll
Okay.
figure out like Scar's situation right after.
Okay, that will make a difference though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No, I love the ship. I'm really into tall ships anyway. This one is
Yes, you are.
perfect. I mean, it's just the archetype. I mean, it's the iconic
the
pirate,
pirate
ship.
ship.
It's
It is
the
the
one.
it is the pirate ship, and
Yeah.
he has the Jolly Roger as his banner. And
Yes. And the excellent captain's quarters that he's got.
Yes.
Remember, I know that we talked about this last
We
time too.
did, yeah, but
In
you're right.
Hook, it's so good. This is
Movie
not
Hook
Hook
is
though.
very
This is
good.
Peter Pan. But yes, it's hard
This
to
is not
to
Hook.
No,
at
his
least mention
captain's
it just
quarters
really
in the
quick.
movie Hook, yeah, with Dustin Hoffman. Very, very good, very great, excellent. He's got like that pool thing in the middle. Anyway, we can't do this right now because it's going to
No, you can't. See, I don't have that problem because I didn't see Hook until I was an adult.
Oh yeah.
It's bangerang.
That was very good. I appreciated that. But yeah, so we've got the ship, which I mean, it's your classic pirate ship. It's
fabulous. No
really
question.
well put together. I mean, they seem to, even though I don't know, doesn't Hook like chuck a guy off the deck, like at
Plank.
the very plank
Yes.
at the very
Yep.
beginning of the film, just for what, sassing him, or I forget.
He does
what
it
was.
throughout. He's like later on when Wendy doesn't make a splash, somebody's like, I didn't hear a splash. And Hook's like, oh, I'll show you a splash.
Yeah,
Throws
right,
it
yeah,
Yeah,
through
he's
his
just
off another
killing
guy.
dudes left
Yeah.
and right. Just
Yeah.
no qualms. Where, like, and Hook, where are you going to get more adults for your crew, my dude? You're in Neverland. They
good call.
actually are the Lost Boys that grow up. That's canonically the
Oh.
situation. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Does he
The
make
boys
them grow up in the book, or does he?
No, in the book, it's the original Peter Pan book, and then also Peter Pan and Scarlet, which is the only like legit like actual sequel to Peter Pan. But the idea, I mean, like some of these boys, because they're not, I mean, because like Peter is he was like raised by fairies. He's basically like part fairy at this point. But these other boys who are Lost Boys are just boys from like our world, so generally like from England, and they can. If they forget or if they don't think about it, they just end up growing up. And when they get too big, it says in the original novel that Peter would kill them. And then it's either the
Whoa.
original novel or the sequel that it says that any of the boys who got away would then become pirates because they had nothing else that they could do here in Neverland.
Yeah.
They can't get back
Wow.
home. They can't keep playing with Peter. So the only option they have left is to go be pirates.
That's a way more tragic trajectory than what we're seeing in the movie.
yes.
Yes, definitely so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
intense.
highly recommend both the original Peter Pan novel and also Peter Pan and Scarlet. They're both very, very good. But yeah, so Hook's got his pirate ship. And so then, yeah, let's talk about Scar really quick. So initially, at the beginning of the film, we see that he's just got like a section of Pride Rock that's
Section
like
of Pride
his,
Rock, his little cave. That's
Yeah,
what I
his
was
little
thinking
cave.
of.
Yeah.
So I do not see that as his lair.
Okay, what
That's
do you
it.
see? Please tell us.
I see that like lava cave with mist and weird lighting in whatever, the elephant graveyard. Yeah, that's his lair.
Yes, it's the elephant graveyard. I'm trying to remember when we first did this. Did I pitch that it was the elephant graveyard, or did I just say it was in the cave?
I don't remember either.
That's a very good argument. I agree,
because he's like got a place there. Like they're all doing their armies marching, and he's like got his little perch up there, and that's where he hangs out there. I totally see that as his lair.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right.
Because those are his minions.
If I didn't argue for that before, yes, those are his minions.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I was supposed to list things. Sorry, this is input. Yes, we have lava. We have like weird lighting and like mist or smoke or something. And
how did we get lava? That's neat, but unlikely.
Well, I think that, I don't know. It might just be like weird, like gas jets and things. I don't actually know if it's actual lava.
been a while,
it's all green. I remember that.
It's an animated film.
Sure.
No,
it's whatever they want. Yeah.
If they feel like throwing lava in,
why not?
I mean, ultimately, The Lion King is way more realistic. We're tied to the physical world than Peter Pan to begin with. So if they just throw in some random lava, I feel like we're good still.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll buy that. That makes sense. Yeah. So we think that overall, even though both of you are huge fans of tall ships, we think that Scar ends up having the better layer. Or what do we think?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I have to go 50-50 on this one. So I'll let you two do a deciding vote, I suppose.
I mean, I think a ship is cooler than a cave, in my personal opinion.
And Daphne?
Yeah, I got to go with lava caves. I'm sorry.
No,
Lava
it's cool.
cave,
Don't
and you
apologize.
say ship. So now I do have the deciding vote because I was saying 50-50.
Yep.
That's
I
okay,
have
'cause
to give it to the ship.
Yeah.
I think that
All
James.
right.
I think that Captain Hook's going down anyway. I'm going to give him the layer.
I think that
like
whenever
his
you
ship
can
a lot.
actually like move your layer around
Right?
to do your villainous things, that's also a big chunk of points there.
True.
You can't
Handy.
really move the elephant graveyard around.
True.
That's
They're
true.
all dead. Where are they gonna go?
Okay, but on style. Okay, on style. they're
Style,
about even,
sure.
But
Yeah,
but on
well, I mean, I don't know, they're kind of
spookiness.
Style. I
stylish.
don't know. Well, and this is like
on
James Hook's-
spookiness.
Sure.
Sure, on spookiness. Yes.
Yes.
The cave definitely wins the spooky factor.
Yes.
But what were you gonna say, Elizabeth, about style? And
Oh,
James
just
Hook?
that it's Hook's style as opposed to, this just happens to be the place where Scar hangs out. Like he didn't do the interior decorating in the same way that Hook likely did.
I love how like taste in interior decorating has become a like positive villain trait.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's why Ursula's lair is so
No,
cool,
I know. That's
right?
what I'm saying. This is a
Feels
trend.
like
This is a
Ursula.
trend on this podcast that like having
look,
a
we want
personal
to give
style.
these villains their due, and it's important that you look your best when you're being evil.
I like that a lot.
So let's move on to our next category, which is minions. So Captain Hook has all of the pirates, only a handful of whom are named. And Scar.
Smee is really the only good one in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and
love
the rest
Smee,
of them
though.
are a bit mutinous.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah.
that's not good. That's
No.
no good in a
So
minion.
probably no. Yeah, I mean that comes up quite a lot. Also, it's just like, well, they had a minion who was super great until they turned on them,
Right.
And then thus we're no longer a minion.
Okay,
Yeah.
but turning on them is something that both movies have in common.
That's true. Yes, because Scar has all of the hyenas,
That's true.
and
yeah.
initially he's got enough to do this whole, like goose stepping
Yep.
Nazi march thing
Yep.
during Be
Oh yeah,
Prepared.
he's got a
So there's-
hyena army. He's
Yeah,
got
he has a
three
hyena
named
army,
ones,
yes.
and then in addition to that, a hyena army.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Smee is
Yeah.
awesome.
Smee is awesome. Smee is really delightful, actually.
Now,
Rather bumbling, and does he actually does he help to accomplish any of Hook's goals? I forget.
He's really a very good quartermaster. He's very good at
That is
negotiating between his captain and everyone else. But that's
So is that what the quartermaster does?
yes, that is exactly
Okay.
what the but that doesn't make him a good minion. Like he's really good at
True.
his job as a quartermaster.
Yes, that's great. Because when he gets Princess Tiger Lily, not so good. That's
Right.
Not
that's,
so great,
that's when
yeah.
Peter tricks him a couple
Right.
of times.
Oh yeah, no, he's not very effective. I'm saying,
Yes.
but he's very good. He's very good at the political role of quartermaster.
Right.
Great at his job, bad at being evil.
Right. Yes, Smee is not so good at being evil. Really, really not.
And the other pirates, as we already mentioned, mostly mutinous, and otherwise, do they really accomplish anything? I mean, they managed to
No.
kidnap the
Unnecessary.
kids, but
I think their only motivation for helping Hook is that they want to go back to being proper pirates.
Right.
And they're just like, can we just get over this like killing kids thing and go back to raiding ships and the thing that we like to do.
Right.
And so they're like, sure, we'll help you, weird captain, when you're wanting to do this thing you're obsessed with. But really,
Also,
just
they probably don't want to be thrown overboard.
right.
I bet.
Well, there's that too. But I really sensed, and maybe this is Black Sails affecting me, but I was just like, I really sensed that they were like, can we just like expedite this weird thing that he's fixated on so that we can go back to being pirates?
I like that very much. Yeah.
So that's really good.
I think there's no question that Scar wins on the minion front, even though
Yeah.
they turn against him. But they turn
Sure.
against him, just at the end when things, because
Get
they're
real
evil.
bad.
Well, after he
Right.
throws them under the bus.
That's
Right.
true. No,
Exactly.
which is different from them just
betrayed
deciding.
first.
Right.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
they're very effective. I mean, the three that exist for comic results
Right.
have a mixed level of effectiveness, but overall,
They get rid of Simba, but they don't actually kill Simba.
Right.
So,
But they
you
do
get, like,
do-
half
but-
credit.
yeah, but they do manage that. Like they listen to him. They restrain themselves when one of them's like, "Can we chase the wildebeest now? Can we chase?" And the other one's like, "No, no, no. You have to listen to Scar." And he
That's
does.
right.
So I was like, okay, they're not so smart, but they do listen to him, and they
Right.
totally made this diabolical plan happen.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Even
no, I
if
like
they-
that.
They defo got Mufasa killed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was like a really elaborate plan.
It was. Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a good, terrible plan.
Yeah.
Right. And it's something that Scar couldn't, he's smart enough to come up with it. He couldn't have done it himself. He did it, he was able to do it because of his minions.
Through his minions. Yep. That's a great argument, Daphne. You're a smart woman.
Yep,
I like you.
I love it. I love you. I love it. I love the hyenas. They win. Excellent. So let's talk about our villains' means to their end. So what were our villains willing to do and to accomplish in order to achieve their goal? Let's start with Hook again.
I was going to say, Hook was just straight up going to kill kids.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is
Many,
bad.
many
He's very
of them.
bad.
Yes.
Kill
He's
children.
Very bad.
Yeah.
And in horrible ways that we don't need to go into the details of.
Yes, that's right. That's
Yep.
right. Very
Yes.
terrible, horrible ways.
Yes.
And Scar killed his own brother.
Right.
He sure did. And then tried to kill his nephew.
Right.
That's right. He actually wanted him dead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he was going to
wanted
kill a
him dead.
child and his brother.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I think Scar, I mean, okay, we don't see him kill or try to kill anyone else explicitly.
And he
but-
completely devastated that
Right.
kingdom.
I
The
just-
entire
Oh,
kingdom.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think Scar was ready to just burn down the universe so that he could be
starving
king.
families.
Yep. Yeah. Yelling at the lionesses whenever they're like, hey, we're out of food and this is your fault. And he's like, I'm the king. You can't talk to me that way. And Scar actually did manage regicide and fratricide in one afternoon. And whereas Hook manages to kidnap the kids, doesn't actually manage to kill any of the kids, does blow up the Lost Boys hideout and almost kills Tinkerbell, but then she's fine.
Yeah.
She makes it through.
Right. And
Yay.
let me just put in another thing about, Scar willing to basically upend the whole order of the natural world.
Yeah, no, I really like that. Yeah, I think that's really very, very good. I'm super into that.
So,
So let's talk about how these villains bit it. So we talked before about how we don't actually see Hook die.
That's right. He just swims away from the crocodile.
He's
right?
chased off
Sure.
the edge of the horizon by the
Yes.
crocodile.
Yep.
Whereas Scar, devoured by his own minions.
That's a really good way to go.
It's
And he
a-
falls from the cliff first.
Yes.
yep. Yep.
Falls from a cliff and
After
then
fighting
devoured
Simba,
by
yeah.
hyenas.
Right.
That's a good way
It's
to
a
go.
pretty extreme death.
I know this isn't a category, but I love the whole, I know all the villains have hubris and that's usually what brings them down.
Sure.
But I love that Scar has that like super duper villain hubris where he like
Oh,
can't
yeah.
resist at the last minute, like right when it was all going to work out for him, he can't resist telling everyone or telling Simba, but he can't resist the
Right.
urge to be like, I did it
Yes.
all. It's all me. Like, just he needed the credit for it.
That's
He
right.
needed-
Whenever he's like, I killed Mufasa. And
Yep.
it's like, no!
Right, exactly. And
That's
he probably would have, like, that's what gave Simba that last bit of energy to fight back. He probably would have won if it wasn't for that moment of hubris. And I just
Yeah.
love that because for me that's such a that's such an iconic villain thing.
It sure is. No, I like that very much.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Okay, we're down to the part where we put Hook and Scar into a gladiatorial arena
Sure.
and determine who wins. Hey, how often did gladiators actually beat lions? Like in
Oh,
real life?
wow. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yep,
I
that
don't
was
know.
a thing. I don't know. I think
not
the lions.
often?
I think the
Weird,
lions
brutal
were.
time.
Yeah, I think the lions were so that the audience would get to see a lot of people die. I mean, even though Scar is a pretty
Horrifying.
scrawny lion, but still.
Yeah.
He's still a
He's
lion.
vicious, though.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Absolutely
Well, and
vicious.
he held up his own for a while against Simba, who's a pretty badass lion.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Well, and Hook. It's okay.
fine.
Yeah. So you can just say it again. Who's a pretty whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
He held his own against Simba, who's a pretty incredible lion.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like
and
all
massive.
beefy and strong, raised on grubs. Yeah, he's doing great.
Absolutely. Well, I think too that Hook was such a coward. He was so
Absolutely.
afraid
Yeah.
of
He's
the
a
crocodile.
codfish.
Yeah, there's no way that he
Well-
would do anything but run and pee his pants.
Well,
in-
and he was like sword fighting with Peter Pan, who was like, like lounging while
Yes.
flying with a knife
Yeah.
when Hook had a sword.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
James
no
Hook
way.
does not appear to be an expert swordsman or,
No.
or particularly good at. He was in the book, which again, it's unfortunate that they made him so over the top comedic for the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand why they did. But yeah, even if we put Hook in there and like gave him a sword and even gave him a musket, I mean, Scar is still a lion,
Yeah.
still a legit
I think,
actual lion.
even if we sprinkled Hook with some fairy dust and he could fly a little bit.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have any happy thoughts. He wouldn't be able to fly.
True. That's true.
You're a bad man, and you need a mommy. It's from the
Wrong
book.
movie again.
Dang it! Every time.
No, I think that's absolutely right. I think there is no way that Hook comes out of that gladiatorial arena. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it can't.
Yeah.
It just absolutely can't.
And Scar he's one of the ones I want him to go all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he's got a real chance of taking this thing. He is an excellent villain.
Still,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing y'all talk. I mean, I think it's going to be Scar and Ursula in the end, and I'm curious.
God,
but
that's so
That would be really good.
I hope so. That would be so wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be super intense. This is also another instance. I think it was a last episode that we did when we had Alistair on the show when we were talking about the difference between like an antagonist and a villain.
Yes.
Is that like a villain never once thinks that they are the hero and like knows that they're doing bad and is doing bad for the sake
Oh,
of being
sure.
bad.
Yeah.
And so like
That's
I
totally
definitely
Scar.
think that James Hook absolutely believes that he is the hero of his own
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
and believes that Peter is the villain in all of this. Scar has no such delusions
Yes.
about
Nope.
that. He knows, like, I killed my brother. I tried to kill my nephew.
Yeah.
I destroyed this whole place. I've now got my brother's wife. All that, like, I mean, just like King Claudius and Hamlet. Like,
Yeah.
he knew he was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's glorying in it.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
He is villainous and loving it. Absolutely loving it.
All
okay,
right.
so Scar wins?
I think we can call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Scar
I think so, too. Yeah.
is the glorious villainous. I was going to say hero, not hero. Glorious villain that's going to take the day. Surprising, I think, no one.
Surprising nobody.
Yes. Oh, so good. I'm very excited to see where this kid's going to go.
Okay, so we have pulled up our list here, and in round 11, Scar versus Captain Hook, we have decided that Scar is undoubtedly the champion and the winner of this round, which means that he's going to go up against whoever wins in round 12, and round 12 is going to be Frollo versus Maleficent.
That's a good one.
That is a pretty good one.
That's going to be fun. Okay, God, Maleficent's got to take that. I
She
sure hope
has
so.
to
She's
because Frollo is
amazing.
the worst, and we do not want.
We do not want
don't-
him to
no,
go
it's
further.
not fun. It
No.
turns out
Yeah.
when we watched the episode, we realized, oh wait,
Scar is a fun villain to root for. Frollo,
Yes.
Frollo's
Nobody.
just a
No.
bad man.
Very bad.
A very, very bad man. If you guys enjoyed this show, if you want to support us and help us to do more stuff like this show would not exist if it weren't for the support of our lovely, lovely patrons. Then all you have to do is go over to patreon.com/Common Room Radio, where you can kick us $1 a month or whatever you can afford. You can chat with us on Twitter about this show and other shows. This show, use the hashtag DVDM. You can find us on Twitter at Common Room Cast. You can find me at Elsa Grab the Salt.
I'm at Lisbeth Ray 555.
And I'm at Daphne Olive.
And Daphne, can you tell our lovely listeners where you and I are going to be this weekend, just in case anyone has some interest?
We're going to be at Dragon Con in Atlanta.
I'm
And-
so excited.
I know, I'm so excited too. Wow, we should also tweet anyone who's wearing any Disney villain.
We should
Cosplay.
Yeah,
Like,
Disney
I was
villain
all like-
cosplay,
Oh my gosh, that would
Black
be so
Sails
much fun.
We will do that. We're going to tweet pirates, of course, because we're going as podcasters of Fathoms Deep, but we will also be on the lookout for anyone in villain cosplay. That'll be so much fun.
That will
man.
be fun. Yes,
sounds
Daphne and I
amazing.
have a great opportunity. We're going to be able to do a live podcast of Fathoms Deep with Zach McGowan,
That's
who
insane.
plays Captain Vane, also of The 100 and Shameless, and now doing a role on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So we are going to
Oh,
have
you guys should ask him who
good
his
time.
favorite Disney villain is.
We'll have to do
Oh,
that.
he has small children. I'm sure he's been
I'm
watching
sure
a lot of
he
Disney
has an
lately.
opinion.
Good.
Yes, if you could play any Disney villain, which one would you want to be? That's a
Okay,
great
that's
question.
actually going on the official list of our questions.
Yeah,
for this
that's a really
interview.
good question,
That's
and
fabulous.
I want to know. Yeah.
Excellent.
That's perfect.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Daphne, for joining us. I can't wait to see you here in a few days in Atlanta.
I know.
So until next time from Common Room Radio, I'm Elizabeth Stevens.
I'm Sarah K. Bazant.
And I'm Daphne Olive.
Bye.
Bye.